Hi, welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. Today I'll be showing you how to play a walking bass line over the tune I Can't Give You Anything But Love on the piano. Now this isn't the end-all be-all for walking bass lessons, but I think it's a really good start. The first thing I want to talk about is 1, 2, 3, 5. It's kind of the basic rule. You can use it anytime you've got one chord that fills one measure followed by the exact same chord in another measure. So an example would be 2 bars of C. You've got C major, just 2 in a row. Let's look at the tune. I'll show you where that happens. I see 3 places in this tune where the same chord gets repeated twice, and each time it's the only chord in the bar. The first is here, E flat major, see, E flat, then it happens here at C7, then it happens again here at E flat. So these are the only 3 places in the tune where you can use your 1, 2, 3, 5. And really it's only the first bar of each, that one, and that one. Because in this second bar, for the 4th beat, you're going to need a leading tone that will lead you into C. We'll talk about that too. Here we are, the first place it happens, 2 bars of E flat. Let's do it. E flat, 1, 2, 3, 5. The second time, we're going to lead. The second time, we're going to lead to a C chord. So this is what we do. If we've got a chord that's followed by another chord, we can play 1, 2, 3 for the first 3 beats. But for the 4th beat, we have to play a leading tone to C. At least that's my rule for today. So a leading tone to C is either a B or a D flat. Either of those, because there's the C. So the leading tone is either 1 half step above or 1 half step below. Got it? So we've got E flat, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna pick. Let's pick that one. And now we can go on to the C chord. Now look, that happens again 2 times in a row, right? So what do? 1, 2, 3, 5 for the first bar, and for the second bar, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 leading tone, right? And the leading tone will take us right back to C. We can either choose a B or a C sharp, doesn't matter which one. Let's do the B. And then we're right into the C minor. Okay, the last one is there, all right? Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3. And what's coming up next is actually going to be another E flat chord. So we'll do a leading tone. This beat right here will get a leading tone. We'll do a D. Like that. There are, however, many places where you can make use of 1, 2, 3 leading tone. The first is here. 1, 2, 3 leading tone, right? Here's one, here's one, here's one. Anywhere where there's a whole bar of one chord that's followed by another bar, that's followed by something else. So it doesn't work here because your E flat chord is followed by an E flat chord. So again, that's where we use 1, 2, 3, 5. Anywhere else, F minor, 1, 2, 3, leading tone, B flat. Just like that. This one, any of them. You got it? The next rule I'm going to talk about happens when there are 2 chords per bar. So we've got 1 chord on beats 1 and 2 and another chord on beats 3 and 4. This doesn't happen very often and I Can't Give You Anything But Love, so I'm going to use How About You, another tune, to illustrate it real quick. I'm going to use this section of How About You starting here on the E flat 6 chord. All right, and we're going to move our way through all of these chords that happen where there's 2 per bar. You're asking yourself, how do we possibly tackle all of this madness? It's not that hard. I'll show you. 1 leading tone, 1 leading tone. That's it. E flat, leading tone, A flat, leading tone, D, leading tone, G. Remember, our leading tones can either be a half step above or a half step below where we're going next. So here we go. E flat. Leading tone to A flat is a G. There's our A flat. Leading tone to D is a C sharp. There's our D. Leading tone to G can be an A flat. There's a G. Right, now we're over here. leading tone, leading tone, leading tone, leading tone. Make sense? And then when we get to the D chord, of course, we would 1, 2, 3, leading tone to C. Let's do the whole thing. If I was you and I just heard all of those notes, I would probably think they sounded pretty horrible. So let's put it in context with that tune so you can hear that it actually sounds pretty good. I love a fireside when a storm is due. I dig potato chips, moonlight, motor trips. How about you? There you go. If we look at the tune again, we can see 4 places where there are 2 chords per bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this tune's a little bit tricky. This is actually right here the only place where you can play C, leading tone, F, leading tone, and then of course we repeat to the top of the tune because it's the end. Because these measures, they're a little tricky and a little unique to this song. Anytime you've got 2 chords that are just a half step apart, what you can do is just play it twice. You can play this D twice, or you can play it an octave away. So that you go D, D, D flat, like that. Or you go D, up an octave, D, and then D flat, down an octave, D flat, C, something like that. Let me show you. So the first way you can do it is just to simply go D, D, D flat, C, like that. The second way I talked about is you can do this D, D, D flat, like that. Or you can do it a third way. Like that. I'm actually going to use another tune to illustrate my next point. First of all, let's practice a little bit of what we've already worked on using all of me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, leading tone. Now here's something. We could do a leading tone right to A, but then if we do A up here, do you see how it's 2 bars of A? It's a little bit high for a bass line. So here's what we're going to do. When we get to there, we're going to pick a leading tone that will drop us down to that A. So here we go. E. Here we go, leading tone time. There we go, like that. And then we're on our A7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, leading tone. Right, get it? Now remember, when I'm in a minor key, of course I play 1, 2, flat, 3. That's just a given. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you. There's a range you need to stay in on the piano that'll sound good for bass notes. It just means you shouldn't go too low, you shouldn't go too high. Let me show you what it is real quick. All right, this is middle C right here. You don't want to go too far above it. Maybe here is okay. So let's put D at the top of our range, okay? D, and then let's go all the way down to this C. All right, that's a pretty good range. All of these notes, they're going to sound pretty good for a walking bass line. Let's go ahead now and make out a little map of our bass line. I won't walk you through the whole thing, but we'll do, about the first 8 bars so that you can get an idea of what we're going to play, all right? So we're going to start on the B flat. We're going to go B flat, C, D, right? 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do a leading tone to get to D. So let's do a D flat. B flat, C, D, D flat. And then we're going to play these twice. D, D, D flat, and then C. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 leading tone. So we're going to go C, D, E flat, F sharp, and then F. 1, 2, 3, right? So F, G, A, leading tone. Let's do an A. So we do F, G, A, A. We hit it twice, and then we go to B flat. 1, 2, 3 leading tone, right? B flat, C, D. Let's go ahead and go up to E flat this time. So B flat, C, D, E flat. And then how about this time we drop the octave? Remember that trick? So we'll go D and then drop an octave down and hit the second D. And then we'll stay in that low octave and hit the D flat. And then we'll come up an octave to hit the second D flat. Does that make sense? Which brings us right to our C minor for another 1, 2, 3 leading tone to F. All right, let's try it. All right, very slowly we're going to walk through the tune using the piano. Here's a good place to drop an octave because we're getting a little high. Okay, so that takes us to B, right? Here we go. We're going to start on our F chord. And I think we're getting a little high, so I'm going to use this fourth note to drop us down to B flat. See that? Here's the 1, 2, 3, 5. Here another one. And we're to C. Hit that twice. And now we're to D. Here's a diminished chord. We'll play a diminished scale. There's our leading tone. See how we did that? Diminished scale and then a leading tone. This one's a little tricky. We didn't talk about it yet. But all we have to do is pretend we're in the key of B flat even though we're going to start with an F. So we're going to go F, 2, 3, like it was a B flat 2, 3, right? And then leading tone to G. Of course, it's not the only way to do that. There are many ways. This is just following my rule. So we do this, 2, 3, leading tone, G, 2, 3, leading tone. I'm going to hop down. That finishes it. Let's see what the finished product looks like. I'm mostly going to follow the rules that I taught you, but I might vary here and there just for fun. Here we go, vocals and bass line. I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the one thing that I've plenty of. Dream a while, scheme a while. You're sure to get happiness, and I guess all the things that you always pine for. Gee, I'd love to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets, Woolworths doesn't sell, baby. Until that lucky day, you know darn well, baby. I can't give you anything but love. There you go. I'll see you next time.